Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 350A Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars.
All right, I think I've combated the hiccups long enough there. We'll see if I get 1 or 2 in here real quick in the intro, but we're live. Thanks to Flatliner Racing Bodies here with Coast to Coast Home. There is one. There we go. I knew it was another one. Oh, geez. 3 now. As we are live here at the Knoxville Raceway. I'm going to attempt to hold my breath here for about 10 to... Oh. Wow, what a kick. What a kick start here as they keep coming. I'm going to mute myself, and while I mute myself here, I'm going to try to do a little digging. We'll see if we can't figure out what's going on here. And there I burped, too. How embarrassing. So you can see these guys are kind of just rolling in the center of the racetrack here, making a middle cushion, I believe. But I'm going to mute myself here, hold my breath, and try to verify. Okay, I think I am officially here. Or, gone with those hiccups, but we're gonna run down here. He could be talking. I honestly don't know. But Dino, I'm watching you guys do a little prep here. Are we trying to start a cushion there in the center of the racetrack? What's the thoughts here?
Well, I just got in, and I've only done 3 laps because I was on a conference call, so I really don't know what the track has going on. So, but I think the way the darkness is developing on the outside,
maybe actually, if you just got in, Dino, here, I'll enlighten you. Clay Christopherson, Trevor Giroux, and a couple other people in room number 1. They're rolling around at like 50 mile an hour, just 60 mile an hour in the center of the racetrack. And they're kind of like, creating this line, especially in the middle of 1 and 2. I didn't know if you had any insight on while they were doing that, because they're not racing right now.
Yeah, Clay does it thinking it's going to knock down the cushion, so there's no high side because he likes to run the bottom. So when we're in discourse, he goes, Dean, I'm doing this for you because I don't want you to run up top. So now, whether it works or not, I don't know. This is the first time I've been racing in 2 weeks, so I don't even know what the track fate's going to be or how it's going to work. And the last time I was here was actually our Knoxville Nationals for Coast to Coast. So it'll be interesting to see how the track reacts to modifieds.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully you have a lot of fun tonight, Dino. Good luck, man. And most of all, like I say, have fun, dude.
Thanks, brother. And I'm going to advance the session right now.
Sounds good. You heard the man. He's going to advance, so we should be getting ready to roll into qualifying. And, just a little interesting take here. It's neat seeing those guys, try to fluff the track in maybe ways that are going to help them and not necessarily are, kind of screw the other guy, depending on their tendencies. But that's what you got to do, man. You're always trying to play the game. And we'll see here. We'll click over to that room that Dean was in. Is anybody even on the racetrack? No, they weren't. But the checkered flag waves anyway. We'll get ready to roll into qualifying. If you have been watching the Coast2Coast Racing League, odds are, Brandon Templeton will probably get the first lap here in qualifying because he will pull out on the racetrack first. As I'm saying that, he gets into the race car. Kurt Schatzer, he tried. I'm going to applaud this. You'll show Brandon. We'll show Kurt. Kurt tried. He wanted it, but he just couldn't get there. V-Temp, too quick, man. Just too quick. We'll see what Brandon Templeton can do here as he rolls out of 4, lap number 1. Out of 2, we'll watch lap number 1 here for B-Temp. You can see a little slick there on the entry. But it was pretty firm there in that 31 machine, and that's what you're looking for. You just want to bite these things up, straighten it as quick as you can. Coming off corner exit, B-Temp should have a pretty good lap here. Will be P1 for the time being, but keep an eye on Kurt Schatzer as Superman does fly up to the top spot. The 218 with a 1901 may sit there for a while here. We'll see if Superman can get faster. So we look on the bottom of the screen here. Haven't seen Kurt. Superman not going to improve there. Going to stay with that 1910. Well, actually here, somehow my SDK slid off the screen. My apologies. I'll show you their best times just so you can see what every driver has. Blake Chapman comes across for the final time. He moves up to 3rd. And Dean Reynolds, welcome back with a big P4. Good qualifying effort there for Dino. And Putt burn it down in qualifying with an absolute rocket of a lap. 6 seconds off the rest of the field. The 051 really showing us his pace here in qualifying. The Brewerton Beast wraps up qualifying, and all 17 of our drivers do have both their laps in. So we'll wait here for qualifying to advance, and we'll get ready. Well, that didn't take long at all. I didn't see that checkered flag wave. They just skipped that. They said to heck with that checkered flag. Let's take a look at the starting grid here. Heat race number 1, putt-putt. Clay Christopherson rounds out the field. Row 4 to the outside, the 161, the Desert Demon. Terry Landis. To the inside, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Row 3 to the outside in the 75, the Mayor, Steve Bixler. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 2 to the outside, the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. To the inside, the 20 of the Salesman, Blake Chapman. Row 1 for heat race number 1. Winner will start on the pole for tonight's A main. To the outside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. And starting on the pole, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Should have 6 laps here to decide who's going to start on the pole for tonight's A main. Obviously, 9 drivers here, 17 in the session. Going to be 2 heat races. So really, if you finish second, you're going to start on the inside of row number 2 and so on and so forth. Wherever you finish, you're going to start on the inside of that row. So it makes it fairly easy here. You know, man, maybe, starting inside of row 2 is okay, but maybe when you get back to third, not a place you want to be as the track starts to slick off. But we wait as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We got 6 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Heat race number 1 is underway. Ty Dickinson gets a good run on the outside here, and Ty to the lead early, the 67. Looking good. Ty Dixon making Mama Bear proud here. 5 to play, the 67 leads the way. As Blake Chapman in that 4th and final transfer spot. Everybody going to make the show here tonight. But like I say, you don't want to bury yourself too deep. Going to be tough to dig out with that shovel when you got both hands on the wheel trying to deal. And we got 4 laps to play this time by. Ty Dickinson looking like he's going to be tough, man. Tough nut to crack. He's pulled away a little bit, 3/10 of a second lead. And Kurt Schatzer right where he wants to be on the back of that 213. Making him work here, maybe making him play a little defense. Which is really what that 67 of Ty Dickinson needs. 213 not able to focus out the front. Too worried about what's behind as we drive off into turn 3. You can see Michael Vitale thought about taking a peek. Couldn't do it. 2 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Putt qualified dead last after that humdinger of a lap in the 51. He's moved himself up to P6. He needs to get a little bit more here. He needs to make it easier on himself, but he's running out of time. White flag in the air, 1 lap to play as here comes Blake Chapman. Doing a little do-si-do here on the bottom, trying to wrestle away P3 from Superman, but can't do it. And Ty Dickinson drives us into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves, and the 67 going to bring it home, followed by Michael Vitale, Kurt Schatzer, Blake Chapman, Christopherson, Bixler, Giroux, Landis, and Barker. Get ready to take a look here. Heat race number 2. Row 4 to the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. To the inside, the 41 of the librarian, Pat Boyce. Row 3 to the high side, Mason hit him with the hind in the 89. To the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 2 to the high side, the 31 of B-Temp. Brandon Templeton. To the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the high side. The 5 of Slide Job, Isaac Salison, starting on the pole. The 055 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. We'll do another lap here, so no rush. We knew a overlay refresh was coming at some point throughout the dang night here. Because now we try to locate the mouse to do it on the broadcaster's screen. Brian Moore Sr. Been a while since he's been on that top step in victory lane. Like to get back. What's going on, Ant-Man? Got a couple teammates out here. One in this one, I think. We roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. 6 laps set to play at the Knoxville Raceway. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Brian Moore Sr. drops the hammer and we're underway. But a good jump on the outside there for Slide Job, and Salsa dances his way to the front. Here is Brandon Templeton. He sees the open door upstairs and beat them. Screams to the high side. He's looking to take over P2. But Mr. Wednesday Night Fights back on the bottom here. He's going to pinch himself down, though. 1 and 2 not get wide like he'd like. And now the 79 here. He's going to try to slip in like a glove. But Brian Moore shuts the door. Dino gives him a shot. Says no way. Gets a shot from hit him with the hind. And Mason going to fall back to the back here. Now Pat Boyce collects as well. And man, oh man, Brian Moore Sr. doing what he's got to do there to hold on to P3, but Dino really going to pay the price. As Slide Job comes across the line this time. 3 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Your second fastest qualifier, Brandon Templeton, has raced his way up to P2, but he'd like to get one more here. As he takes a peek on the inside, can he work under the 5? Can't do it this time as we come to 2 laps to go. The Melee's maker 31 of Brandon Templeton. Right there, but he can't do it. Isaac in the preferred line. And right now he's just trying to bring it home as we're half a mile away. Isaac Salas sees the white flag wave. 1 lap to play. Slide Job rolls through 1 and 2, now into 3 and 4 for the final time. Clips the berm, helps rotate that race car, and he sees that checkered flag wave. And Isaac Salas going to get it done. B10, Brian Moore, Shreves, Reynolds, DeGood, Hine, and Pat Boyce. So we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for a little Flatline Racing Bodies. Hometown Heroes, stick around. We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. What's going on? Scrappy Doo out there watching as well. Scrappy he's going to be in that big late model race here coming up with some of these guys. I know Trevor Giroux going to be in it, Sam Bachman. I think you're going to be in it as well here. So a couple guys going to be in that big one, but we're going to get ready to go racing here at the Knoxville Raceway as warm-ups come to a close. Let's get ready to look at your starting lineup. This Rui to the high side, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyce to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 7 to the high side, the 89 of Mason, hit him with the hind to the inside, the 075 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Row 6 to the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood to the inside, the 75 of the Mare, Steve Bixler. Row 5 to the outside, the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 051 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson. Row 4 to the outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, my long-lost cousin in the 20, the preacher, the salesman, Blake Chapman. Row 3 to the high side, the 055 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. Row 2 to the outside, the 31 of D-Temp, Brandon Templeton to the inside, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Row 1 for your Flatline Racing Bodies 358 modified feature to the outside. The 5 of Slide Job, Isaac Salas, and on the pole, the 67 of Ty Dickinson as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is set to fly. 25 laps to play in the clay at the Knoxville Raceway. Your A-Main is underway. Battle on right away. Isaac Salas got to do work on the outside. And like the Ant-Man says, he might have the best shot at this one as he gets the lead here. Going into 3 and 4, lap number 1. B-Temp says, thank you. Open door to the high side P2 and the 67 of Ty Dickinson forced to fend for his life down there in the basement. Not going to be easy. Going to have to get to that high side. Open lane here. He's able to get up there and shut the door in front of the 213 as Brian Moore Sr. goes around on the inside of 3 and 4. No caution flag. We continue here at the Knoxville Raceway. Tough break for the 055 of Brian Moore Sr. I mean, if you're going to have a mistake, I guess you want it to happen early so you can try to race your way back. But, man, oh, man, going to be tough there for the 055. He's going to need a caution flag, and the space out may not get one because right now we're single file all around the racetrack here at the Knoxville Raceway. We go over there on the Coast to Coast side and I think everything okay here. I'm not getting any stream problems on my end, but it does not look live for me. So I have no idea what the heck is going on. If one of you in the chat box, like Anthony, if you're bored at work, go over there. Tell me if it's okay on the C2C page as Isaac Salas leads the way here for over B-Temp of Brandon Templeton. And he's been in these shoes before. Last week was stuck in P3. Okay, couldn't get around the teammates at the USA Speedway, but now he's only got one to work on here. And I mean, he can be patient, but he can't be too patient. He's got to try to make it work as soon as he can. And right now, Brandon Templeton taking a peek to the inside here. He heeds my advice. And B-Temp working to the inside here. You don't want to let this racetrack get so high side dependent that you kind of lose it. And right now, side by side. As B-Temp working through 3 and 4, you know. Yeah, not too sure, Anthony, what is going on. You're exactly right. It is so weird. That is what I was seeing just on the commercial loop, that I got so far behind. But everything's good on my end. I have got no stream lags. I really not making any sense to me. So hopefully we can just redirect them and give it to this channel, because I have no idea what is going on here. It's really weird that it would be okay on my side and not okay on their side. But as Isaac Salas now in P2, Brandon Templeton gets it done. Blake Chapman here working to the inside of Randy Shreves. And I know you're probably not getting the best Shaggy right now, but I am really wondering what is going on there. I'm seeing Anthony's message, and, well, like I say, I can pull it up on my side on theirs, and it is not. Now it just shows that they're in warm-ups. It is so far behind. I have no idea why. And I'm going to tell them on their side to go to my page if they want to see this live. As once again, my apologies here. And of course, you know, I mean, I guess it's good, you know, you never really want problems there on the streamer side, I guess, but you know, normally we get a caution or two. And boy, oh boy, you know, this is kind of wild here. And of course, oh, no, Todd Dickinson. Oh, he was talking about a caution, but not up front. We didn't get one. They maintain everything okay. For the moment, is Superman on the inside. Ty Dickinson gonna look to fend off the cape wearing 218 as he tries to get to the high side. Michael Vitale guts to the inside here, and boy, oh boy, the 213 of Michael Vitale tries to get it done, but now he opens the door for the salesman, Blake Chapman. Blake to the middle here, trying to move up inside the top 4. He's up into 5th for the moment. As right now, you know, I mean, I'll say it. The only flag we've had so far is the green flag, and I mean, I guess that's the way we want it. But it's tough if you're back here in the back trying to race your way up. And now Isaac Salas after the contact. He's fallen back to 7th here, and not the race slide job wanted here on his night back. And I see a couple people more joining on this side or the Facebook side. I have no idea how this could be ahead of the C2C YouTube when they're both on the same stream. Kind of unbelievable to me, but hey, so is 25 laps green flag at the Knoxville Raceway, and we've done 20 so far. 5 laps to go for the Dirt Track Bank 31. Ty Dickinson, last time we were at Knoxville, wasn't so nice to him. I was one of the guys who kicked him out of that final transfer spot for the Knoxville Nationals. I believe he finished 5th. I came home 3rd. And Ty, man, was so close to transferring there through the B main. Now I'd love to come back here, man. Really put an exclamation point on this race. Finished with a good one. 3 laps to play. The 31 leads the way, but the 67 holding firmly on to P2 for the moment. But here comes Blake Chapman in the bottom, trying to make it work. As Blake Chapman, I'm reading, the man is moving away to college here soon. This is going to be his last night to try to pull it on the podium. Can we see Blake work to the bottom here? Maybe get that thing on the podium. He's up into 4th with the white flag waving. 1 lap to play, and Brandon Templeton did not play around here this evening. I said, got to get to the lead. If he wants to win this thing, he does. Isaac leaves the door open on about lap 7, and B-Temp stormed there like he was storming the beaches, and B-Temp wins at the Knoxville Raceway. Ty Dickinson P2, Superman P3, Blake Chapman 4th, and Michael Vitale rounding out the top 5. As I'm messaging some people there in our little broadcaster chat, kind of asking them here kind of what I should do, if they want me to reset this here when we go into the sprint cars, or if they just kind of want to leave it behind. We'll see here kind of what happens. But for the moment here, we'll try to get a word with the driver of the 218, Superman Kurt Schatzer. Mentioned they're trying to kind of see what's going on there. I'm not getting any info.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get right when we talked about it.
outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Okay, so many technical things. Justin, no, you did not miss interviews. If you want to look, they're on my Facebook page. It'll be in the rewinded section. This Coast to Coast thing should update correctly. If not, we'll try to find a way to transfer my Facebook video over the first one. But I think maybe with the 3 things I was going to, YouTube didn't like my bit rate. With streaming to other things, but everything's good on the C2C side now. So if you wanted to tune back in over there, it should be okay. And sorry, I'm just reading things that the other guys are writing to me. So this stream that I put it in should be okay. Some of the other guys run at a smaller bit rate. So not a problem here, but we're back live for a little Flatline Racing Bodies Hometown Heroes 360 sprint cars. And man, this is, this is what we come here for. The 360 sprint car action. I mean, if you're into C2C, this is how you do it. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, damn internet. Like, it's got to be, YouTube didn't like something, because it's really weird. I'll have problems with my stream where, it'll maybe lag a little bit, but I get that information on my Streamlabs. It pops up. It'll tell me I'm dropping frame rate. I got none of that. So it was all good on the Facebook side, no lagging at all. But then both YouTubes were terrible from what I'm hearing. And looking back at that other YouTube, hopefully it's telling me it's poor right now. Hopefully the dang thing isn't buffering now, because like I say, it is telling me poor as I'm looking at it over there on the YouTube side, but it's not always accurate. Let's see who pulls out on the racetrack here first. I believe it's Mason Hine. That 89 machine. And sorry if I'm quiet here for about a half a lap as he takes the green flag in that 89 machine. I'm watching on the YouTube side to see kind of when it clicks over. Okay, we're in qualifying. I don't think I'm really far behind. I think everything is okay for the time being. And Ty, if you're still watching in that YouTube chat, man, on the Coast to Coast side, I have their page up. Let me know if it looks okay. It is going to be in the back of my head, have me panicking. As Mason on comes around P9 as the guys come across the line. Thank you, Susie. I really appreciate it. That's Mama Bear right there. Yo, 34 of Klimowicz was the top guy, but a purple from the Dark Knight. Gavin Chatham, he steals it. Here in that 99 machine. Great lap for Gavin Chatham as the salesman the preacher, my long-lost cousin, Blake Chapman. He got the 4th last time by. Now he's trying to, he needs to do a little better here. He wants to talk to his cousin, but he's not going to do it here. He's going to stay P5 for the moment in qualifying. And Chad Griggs, your Knoxville Nationals champ. Welcome to the front row. Chad Griggs with a P2 qualifying effort of 15.40. And with that, all 16 drivers, man, have qualified. So we should just be waiting here for these guys to roll over. And, of course, I sound like a dummy because you guys could see it roll over. I had my head turned. Here we go. It is rolling over. Let's take a look at the starting grid for your Flatline Racing Bodies 360 Sprint Cars Heat Race number 1 to the outside of row 4. The 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, to the inside, the 161 of the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Row 3 to the outside, the 75 of the Mare, Steve Bixler, to the inside, the 055 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. Row 2 to the high side, the 99, your quick time, Gavin Chatham, to the inside, the 055, the 034 of John Klimowicz Jr. Row 1 for your Flatline Racing Bodies Heat Race number 1 to the outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood, and starting on the pole, the 41 of Pat Boyce. Yeah, everything seems to be, knock on whatever god dang piece of wood you got around you, man. Just knock on it, keep on knocking. Let's make sure, we bring this thing home in one piece here. Gonna have to figure out how to get into those. See, I signed up through Streamlabs using my personal YouTube. So the problem is I can't ever stream without broadcasting it through my YouTube and my Facebook, or at least one of them at a time. And I'm worried sometimes, that puts a little stress on the connection. But normally we're okay. And the green flag about the wave here, 6 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Heat race number 1 is underway. Look at that Brad Sweet 7 of Bob DeGood. Bounces off the side of Pat Boyce. Collects the 99 of Gavin Chatham. And Gavin Chatham, tough break for the 99. Going to fall all the way to dead last here is Junior. John Klimowicz gets in the outside wall. That allows the Mare, Steve Bixler, to be a big early mover. 6th up to 2nd so far. Now back to 3rd as the 34 throws a little bit of a slide job. They make contact. Bixler got to woe her down here. Drives it in. Going to think about the slide job. Can't do it. Klimowicz hops that cushion, but has enough power in that 34 to peek back to the outside. The Mare, Steve Bixler, playing too nice through 1 and 2. Leaves in the lane, doesn't shut the door. Does he do it in 3 and 4? Not just yet. Klimowicz still with a lane, but the Mare up the P2. Brian Moore Sr. and Terry Landis battle hard with 2 laps to go. Brian taking a peek to the inside. He gets into the side of the Desert Demon. And Terry Landis going to get that spot back. Brian Moore going to lift out of it and give it to him. And all this white flag flying. 1 lap to go. Final time through 3 and 4. And the Librarian, Pat Boyce, going to win heat race number 1, followed by the Mare, Klimowicz, Landis, Brian Moore, Barker, DeGood, and Gavin Chatham. We get ready here to take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 2. Row 4 to the outside, the 89 of Mason Hine. To the inside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Row 3 to the high side, the 710 of Gavin Shaw. To the inside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. Row 2 to the high side, the 270 of your Knoxville Nationals champion, Chad Griggs. To the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the preacher, the salesman, Blake Chapman, and starting on the pole, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Man, no shot at heat race number 1 here. No shot. But boy, there are some heavy hitters here. And man, this is going to be a tough one for these guys. It really is. I'm not trying to add drama. These guys will bring enough of it here. This is anyone in the top 5. I'd say top 6, but Gavin Shaw, I don't know you that well. Could bring this thing home. Ty Dickinson, he was right there behind me for that B main spot, and I like to think I did okay. So really, you look at anyone in this race, you can't be too shocked if, somebody other than that front row brings it home. It's going to be tough sledding here for Dino. He's going to have to get a good jump as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're underway at the Knoxville Raceway. Dean Reynolds and Blake Chapman. Early battle for the lead. Dino to the outside. Blake going to cut a rug underneath. Little crossover here as the preacher says a prayer. Tries to take the lead through 3 and 4. He does. 5 to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Randy Shreves roll in the middle here through 3 and 4. Reels in the 79 of Dino. But not close enough to make a move here this time through 3. But takes a peek off of 4. Dino leaves the bottom shelf open. And Randy muscles him up the racetrack. Chad Griggs, he's going to slide up in there. Dino going to lose 2, 3, almost 4 spots here as he does. Now he gets bounced one more time. Him and Ty Dickinson make contact. They both go up and over. Dino slides on the lid. And Mason Hine, Dean Reynolds, and Ty Dickinson not playing very nice with each other at the Knoxville Raceway, but 2 to play as Blake Chapman leads the way. Chad Griggs to the inside, looks to take over P2. And he does with a lap and a half to go at the Knoxville Raceway. Not enough time for him to get to this man, though, as he sees the white flag. 1 lap to play. Blake Chapman leading the way as he rolls off a 2 into 3 for the final time. Hooked up on the bottom. Get your popcorn ready. The Galen's man gets it done. Blake Chapman, Chad Griggs, Randy Shreves, Isaac Bowman, Gavin Shaw, Ty Dickinson, Mason Hine, and Dean Reynolds. And really, we're not going to stress out the computer here. I don't think that's what it is, but we're not going to stress out these frame rates. We're going to stay right here. We're not going anywhere here. Not leaving. Staying right here. We'll show you some different track angles. I will mute myself, but we're going to hang around here. So 3 minutes. Or really, we'll pop this up for you. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll get ready to go fire back. So stick around here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. You can see, man, that middle entry on corner really starting to go away there. Turn 1, you're going to have to go up high, go down to the bottom. And we just saw Blake Chapman running up high through 1 and 2. And what that means to me is he wants to kind of make that bottom stick around. Let's see what he does this time. No, maybe he likes top 1, 2, bottom 3, and 4. Have to see. Right now, Chad Griggs is the quick man here. It's 10 more seconds left here of practice, and we get ready to go play 25 laps at the Knoxville Raceway. We'll go ahead and pull up our starting grid here as soon as we can. And like I say, 25 laps, and it's go time. Rounding out the field, row 8 to the high side, the 67 of Ty Dickinson to the inside, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham. Row 7 to the outside, the 89 of Mason. Hit him with the hind to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 6 to the outside, the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 5 to the outside, the 710 of Gavin Shaw to the inside, the 055 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. Row 4 to the outside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman to the inside, the 161 of Old Smoky, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 56 of Randy Shreves to the inside, the 034 of John Klimowicz Jr. Row 2 to the outside, the 270 of your Knoxville Nationals champion, Chad Griggs to the inside, the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. Row 1 for your Flatline Racing Bodies 360 Sprint Car. Amen to the high side, the 20 of the Salesman, the Preacher, Blake Chapman. And starting on the pole, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyce, as we get set to go play 25 laps at the Knoxville Raceway. They take a look. The green flag is high. It's set to fly. The Librarian drops the hammer, and we're underway right away. Blake Chapman tries to mount up the horses on the outside, and boy, he's got them galloping. So does the 27 of Chad Griggs. Up to P2 here in the early stages. Can he make a move here on Blake Chapman for the lead as Pat Boy's first to fourth here in a hurry, and the battle heating up behind very quickly. Isaac Bowman got that 9 machine rolling up inside the top 5. 8th to 5th here. He wants to get one more. Takes a peek on the inside. Can't do it. And here comes the Mayor in the 75 fighting back on the outside. The Mayor sucking up all that knowledge from the Preacher, who now falls back to P2 as we missed the pass for the lead. Shame on Shaggy, but Chad Griggs leads the way. Double deuce left on the clock to play. Chad Griggs rolling the bottom through 3 and 4. This is probably Blake Chapman's worst nightmare, if he's going to be honest with you. I mean, he had the position, wanted to hold off Chad Griggs, but Chad wastes no time getting around. And speaking of wasting no time getting around, look at the Dark Knight storming out of the pitch black alley. Here he comes. I mean, worst the 7th here. Gavin Chatham on the move, up 8 spots. What can't this 99 do? He's doing it down on the basement where nobody wants to play. Plenty of moisture down there, though, still for the 99 as he's proven it to the gang. He is ripping it down low, looking to get a 2 for 1 as we roll through 1 and 2. He gets Landis. Now to the inside of the mare. Now to the inside of the librarian as he's trying to take the 41 to school. Gavin Chatham not messing around here tonight at the Knoxville Raceway. He has got a rocket ship here. But does he have a long enough fuse to bring that thing home? Caution flag waves and the Gavin Chatham. Just what he needed in that 99 machine. Is John Klimowicz Jr., I'm hearing, possibly in this accident. Let's see here. So he's coming up the racetrack. Oh, so there's already contact in front between Terry Landis and Isaac Bowman. Klimowicz tries to throw the slider on Dino, but collects the 710 of Gavin Shaw. And Dino definitely got some front wing damage there as well, but the caution flag flies. We'll have 17 laps to go when we drop the hammer and go back racing. Chad Griggs, like I say, still leading the way here. This is, definitely not what Blake Chapman wanted whatsoever. I mean, this is, that's going to hurt the salesman here in any kind of chance he had there. It's going back. Sorry, I was kind of getting distracted there. I noticed what you were talking about. So it did take down most of the race. It cut out those interviews. But like I say, they're over on the Facebook Shaggy TV, and we'll just never mess with this bit rate ever again. We'll keep it real low because it seems like everything's okay. I don't think anybody's complaining about picture quality or anything like that. Let me know, though, if you are. Roll down here for the backstretch for the final time. I mean, Blake going to have to pull out all the stops here. Maybe try and get aggressive. Time this thing with an early jump. He's going to have to do something if he wants to get around the champ. Chad Griggs, as the green flag waves, we're back underway. 17 to play. Great jump there by the 27, and Blake Chapman already's got his hands full. Here comes Randy Shreves on the bottom, and Gavin Chatham. Quick work of the librarian up the fourth, the 99. Searching downstairs for some gold, and I think the Leprechaun may have found it here. Look at Gavin on the inside. I mean, he is making the money down here. I mean, making the money, the big bucks here. Messes up a little through 3 and 4 on that entry. It allows Randy to kind of pull back even. We're going to zoom out here. You can see he's right there. Randy now going to go down and protect, run that short slider. Gavin, much more consistent that time through 3 and 4, able to plug it on the bottom. And you can see, not easy to do, but when you hit your marks, you're able to carry big runs like that and throw slide jobs. And now he goes down, shuts the door. Randy Shreves maybe not going to like that, but he had to know it was coming. And, man, we got 13 laps to play. Blake Chapman trying to hold on to P2. And he knows there he can probably sense here Gavin Chatham coming up on the bottom. Now he moves down to the inside, going to protect there through 3 and 4, but right back on the outside through 1 and 2 is Chad Griggs. Got about 0.6 of a second back to Blake Chapman as Blake tries to reel in the king out front. The Knoxville Nationals champion leading the way, and he's doing it on the bottom right now through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Blake carried in the momentum there, thought he was going to reel him in, but couldn't do it. And now Gavin Chatham, he's gotten up to third. Here's Blake, jumps the cushion on the outside, gets a little rough and rowdy, loses 1/10 and a half, back to almost 0.8 of a second, and with 9 laps to go, Chad Griggs just needs this puppy to stay green. I mean, he does not want another caution flag. This is his race to lose if it stays under green flag conditions. And Blake Chapman, I think he knows that. He's having to experiment here, try to find a different lane, even if it's maybe not comfortable. He's got to make something work here as he hops up over those treacherous bumps. Rolls off at 2 here. Down into 3, and here comes Gavin Chatham. I mean, he is reeling him in, and right there's Randy Shreves as well. So these guys screw around here too much. Randy's going to make this a 3-car battle for second. As here comes the 99 thinking about, oh! Tried to throw the slide job. Blake Chapman was home, and man, oh man. Possibly going to be the last race of the season here for the Galen's Popcorn 20 machine. And, oh, man, to possibly end it with a big slap in the wall. Not going to be what Blake Chapman wants here is, you know, we saw the slide job. We're going to just show you what Blake sees here from the in-car. It's too late. I mean, you're seeing single monitor. This is my cockpit view. Just not, there's no time to do anything. He gets straightened up, moved up the racetrack, and man, that is a tough break. If you're Blake Chapman, really, that's kind of not the way. I mean, you've had some amazing runs here in Coast to Coast, and obviously the kid's growing up here. He's grown up in front of us here. Off the bigger and better things now. He'll be hopefully can race with us every now and then when he's off at college, but obviously not going to be easy to do on the regular. And man, it's not going to be easy for him to get back up to the podium. But if anybody can do it, it's going to be the 20 of Blake Chapman. He's going to need some help though. As the lights go off on the Steve King Foundation pace car, and we get one more shot at this thing, or another chance. I mean, another restart, I should say. Maybe we got a couple shots at this thing if we need to. As we'll have 6 laps left to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Chad Griggs drops the hammer, brings us back to the green flag, and we're back racing. Can Gavin Chatham take advantage of that move there? Try to get up to the lead. He rolls the cushion through 1 and 2. Throw that short slider line through 3 and 4. Randy Shreves here just mirroring the man in the 99 who's hard charged his way up 13 spots, but 5 laps to go. Gonna have to be perfect here. He's close though. Within the 0.3 of a second here as Chad hits the bottom coming off of 4, pulls away. 4 to play. Gavin rolls right back to the outside as Blake Chapman marred back in 15th. I don't think he's really going to be able to make the move here. As you see, he's kind of stuck behind the 89 of Mason I. Now he looks to the bottom. There's contact there for P2, Randy Shreves and Gavin Chatham. Couldn't tell what happened, but we're 2.5 laps to go here. And Griggs feeling the pressure, starting to throw the short slider as well in 3 and 4. 2 laps to go, 1 mile left at the Knoxville Raceway. Gavin Chatham trying to do what he can do, but I think it's going to be all for naught here. As we come to the start-finish line, white flag waves. 1 lap to play. Chad Griggs in that 27 machine. So comfortable here at the Knoxville Raceway. Won the Knoxville Nationals a month ago. Looking to return to victory lane one more time as he rolls the bottom off of 4. Checkered flag waves, and Chad Griggs going to bring home the win here at Knoxville. Gavin Chatham, P2. And Randy Shreves rounds out the podium as Blake Chapman, tough break here for the kid. But while we got him here, he knows better. And really, I mean, if he wanted to say anything, I mean, now would be the time. I mean, he wouldn't get any trouble because he's going to go away. But Blake, man, not what you wanted to have happen to you. But I heard from Little Bird. We're going off to college next week, and I had to try to talk to you one more time, man. We're gonna miss you, but how excited are you about going off, man?
Yeah, I was just a little disappointed, obviously, in the way this one ended. I know, wish I could have ended on a better result. Definitely gonna miss running with this league every week. I've been running with this league for forever. It seems like, basically. So it's definitely gonna be a big adjustment, but something I'm ready for sure.
Well, I can tell you what, Blake. I mean, I'm older than you, and you've helped me grow as a person. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit, and maybe you kind of forgot about it, but years ago, dude, we did not get off to the best terms, and it's because, well, I was a childish punk adult, and I needed a kid to kind of guide me through that and make me grow up a little bit. And you were that kid, Blake, and you've also, shrugged that off and helped teach me things on the racetrack. And for that, Blake, man, I will always be forever grateful. And I'm telling you, kid, whatever you go on to, man, you're going to change the world, and you're going to make the world a better place. And Blake, I hope you have nothing but success everywhere you go, man.
Thanks, Shaggy. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I remember those days well when, definitely we didn't see eye to eye, but definitely miss seeing you out on the track racing with you. But I'll tell you what, man, you do a terrific job with this broadcast. I can't wait to see it if it continues to grow. I'm sure it will. As you do more coast to coast races and other leagues and stuff. Like I said, you just do a heck of a job at this broadcast stuff, man. I always enjoy hopping up and doing the interviews with you. So yeah, best of luck to you and everybody involved in this league in the future. And definitely I'll be around. I have fall break, Christmas break, stuff like that next summer. Definitely be running with you guys again. Looking forward to it.
Well, hey, we'll be looking forward to having you back, Blake. We're gonna miss you, but like I say, man, bigger and better things, and you enjoy yourself at college, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, kid.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Blake Chapman there. I had to do that. Had to make these guys wait a little bit. I'm sure Randy will understand here. Randy had to pull him up. The kid is going off to college, man. We're not gonna have him back for a while, so this is the last time we'll have Blake Chapman out here with us. But now it's all your time, man. And you were quick there. I mean, you were kind of mirroring Gavin, maybe a little quicker than him. And I saw you guys made a little bit of contact there as he comes down the racetrack. But at the end of the day, you lift out of it, survive, and you bring it on P3, man. How you feeling about this race car tonight?
Man, the car was definitely on a rail tonight. I don't know if I would have had anything for Chad, but yeah, me and Gavin were going back and forth there. And if Blake would have stayed in it, he would have been up there with us too. But all in all, it's just a great race, especially with all these fast guys up front, and they're all hard racers, and Gavin, I know he's a hard racer, man, and yeah, me and him were just battling back and forth. I kind of assumed that he was going to kind of come down a little bit on me there, just to kind of block me, and but that's just racing, man, and I'm just glad we didn't get taken out.
Yeah, and there was definitely some of that tonight, but all in all, man, two pretty clean races. I think two cautions, man, in 50 laps. That's not something that happens too often at Knoxville. So are you feeling it at all, man? I mean, that's a lot of laps here.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of laps, man, and I've got to go to work after this, and well, after the midget race, but yeah, I'm gonna be feeling it at work.
No kidding. Well, hey, Randy, congratulations, man, on a good run. Like you say, you had a lot of speed out there, and I mean, once you figured out that high side, I mean, you were maybe the fastest car on the racetrack. Who knows if you could have got to Chad, but maybe we'll find out next time. Congratulations on a good run here, Randy. Who you want to thank on the P3?
Yeah, thanks, Zach. Definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, man. Flatline Racing Bodies. Want to thank my son Dylan Shreve for painting my car. Want to thank all my buddies for watching. Mike, Craig, and my boss Jeff and his wife Tanya. My little buddy Jackson. just everybody makes this possible, man. It's just it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and definitely want to thank you for the broadcast, man.
Well, hey, congrats, Randy. Great run tonight, and can't wait to talk to you again, man.
Yes, sir.
Randy Shreves bringing home P3, and now we're going to bring up the man who brought home P2. And well, you just do you want to apologize now? I know you didn't do it on purpose. I know you way better than that.
Yeah, just a big mistake on my part, and I feel bad for Blake. And I didn't know he was going to college. And I feel even worse now that it was his last time running with us. He had to drive the knife a little deeper there, Shaggy. Yeah, no, you gotta get positions when you can, and especially against these guys because they're so good. Chad, Blake, Randy, like you got to make the passes count. And I was just actually watching a replay a little bit there. I mean, I know I killed him, and that's 100% on me, but watching it the couple laps beforehand, we are kind of running the same line, doing like a slider line in 3 and 4. And I got such a huge run going off to turn 2 and going down the backstretch. I had to run, and I figured we were both going to do the slider line again. I was just going to get underneath him and kind of run the middle there and be underneath him. But it looked like he kind of arced the car to be kind of running the middle there to run a protective line, which I can't fault him at all. And unfortunately, I made a big mistake and just completely cleaned him out. So that's 100% on me. And I know I kind of chopped down on Randy there a little bit too. I hit the berm and I cut the car down a little bit to get off of it. And I thought I had enough where he wasn't there, but he was there. So on me, just some dumb mistakes that typically I don't make. But we're all human and we do. And I at least I'll own up to my mistakes. And I definitely made a few tonight. But all in all, it seemed like a pretty good race.
Yeah, no, man, and that's the only way you can improve. I mean, Lord knows, dude, I've made plenty of mistakes. I mean, I've wrecked Blake more times than you can probably count, Gavin, and that's one of the reasons I'm up here in the booth. I mean, you're going for it. Stuff happens, and you could tell. I mean, you kind of mentioned, you guys running similar lines, but he's entering about half a lane lower than you in 1 and 2, and man, the runs you were getting off of 2 were just phenomenal, man. That's where you were the quickest race car of the night. And there on that final run, I thought you were going to maybe get to the lead, but then it looked like Chad maybe saw you running that short slider line in 3 and 4. And then by that time, I mean, once he kind of got off the bottom, I think, you guys were too similar. Is that the way you kind of felt about it?
Yeah, I mean, Chad's smart. He knows what he's doing, and he knows when he needs to switch his line, and that's what I mean. 3 and 4 we were about even. I wasn't making, which I was actually really surprised. I thought the bottom for how much we all ran it was going to go away, and I thought the top was gonna. I thought I was going to be sneaky on the top there and be fast and get around them, and we kind of held the same in 1 and 2. But 3 and 4 is where I was really getting them, and I thought I was going to get him, and he made the right adjustment at the right time, and was able to switch his lineup, was able to hold off a 2, or excuse me, off of turn 4. And then after that, I pretty much knew the race was kind of over because we were even in 1 and 2, him running the bottom, me running the top, and in 3 or 4 we're running the same line. So you're not going to pass a guy running the same line. But that was the quickest line, and I tried doing something different on the last lap there, and um, put it on the bottom there. We closed the gap on him. I think he missed the bottom a little bit, and we were able to close the gap. But ultimately, he's smart and he knows what to do, and he knows how to when to switch lines. And if he stayed on the bottom, I think we would have had him. But running the same line, it wasn't going to work. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It was I was surprised how much the bottom stuck coming from 15th. I didn't. I thought we'd pick off a few cars because everyone would be fighting for the top or the middle there, and it stuck so good at the beginning there. I was able to pass everybody, but nobody was down there. So ultimately, the car felt really good. It felt good to come from the back and try to get the win, but at least finish pretty well.
Well, hey, man, at the end of the day, it seems like it's a lot easier for you when the Knoxville Nationals champion, the real life one, isn't out there. That's a little inside joke between me and you. But hey, congratulations on a good run, man. Way to bring home the podium. And got anybody you want to thank?
Well, I'm just glad Ryan didn't hit the berm in real life Knoxville like he did in iRacing, because I probably wouldn't have ended well for somebody in real life. But yeah, I didn't even think about that until you messaged me, and I thought about it. I kind of chuckled. It was definitely funny to think about. But no, I just want to thank you, Shaggy, for doing an awesome job of the broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, Flatline Racing Bodies, all the sponsors, admin, everybody behind the scenes, and all the everyone that helps put these leagues on, allows us to come out here and put on a good show. I just want to thank the fans I want to thank Full Throttle Motorsports, FTM, Swan Speed Shops, the Super Dirt Car Series, Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, and Vertex Graphics. Want to thank all the sponsors. Want to thank the fans for coming out and watch these races and supporting us. And hopefully put on a good show for everybody. And I just want to thank my fans as well for taking time to watch the races.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Gavin. Can't wait to talk to you again, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, Shaggy. It's always fun talking to you, man. You have a good rest of your night.
Appreciate it. Gavin Chatham bringing on P2. And now what I was talking about there, I'll pull Chad Griggs up here so you can hear, We raced, me and Gavin the other night, we're racing an official race, and Ryan Timms took him out on the first lap 2 weeks ago. So at least he got out his Knoxville Nationals mess-ups then. But I'll tell you, Chad, man, you wasted no time at all. And it's one of those things, you had the Brandon Templeton strategy there from the modifieds. If you want to get to the lead, man, on a track where, it's tough to pass, there's really kind of that one dominant lane between you fast guys. I mean, you had to get there early, and that's exactly what you did, dude. I mean, talk to us about the speed you had here tonight.
Yeah, I knew I needed to get on the bottom. The bottom was way too good for most of that race, actually, and I knew if I could get there, I can hit the bottom pretty good. I can run the bottom and roll the bottom really well at Knoxville, I feel like. And that was where I was going to do it, was, hoping Blake or whoever I'm, trying to get past messes up, misses it, and leaves his bottom open on exit for me. And that's how we did it. I was just pestering the bottom for all it was worth, and I wasn't going to move up until I knew I had to. I knew I could see that Gavin was running, the top end 1 and 2. I still had good drive and felt really good on the bottom of 1 and 2, but it seemed like he was probably a little bit better mixing up the top in some fashion in 3 and 4. So they're late when I saw him kind of coming and gaining on me. I just kind of moved my line around in 3 and 4 to mimic kind of something that he was doing to carry a little bit more speed through the corner.
I'm glad you said that, because he felt it was the opposite. But with the way I asked him the question, I felt the same as you. He was kind of quicker there in 3 and 4, but then those last couple laps, you kind of moved to that short slider line, and it seemed like as soon as you did that, I mean, you probably had so much more grip left on that, that rear set of tires than those guys running the bottom, that as soon as you went up there, man, you were quicker than those guys once again. Is that kind of the way you felt out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see on my relative, that he was gaining on me, and I could see him in my mirror, that he's gaining on me. So I knew where he was getting it, and in my opinion, it was in 3 and 4, and it just 3 and 4 was not as fast on the bottom there late, because you just had to really baby it to catch that good stuff on the exit all the way on the inside, and it's just, you got to wait on the car so much. Whereas if you just, let that car float through the middle and up to the wall, you can really carry so much more speed through the corner.
Yeah, it seemed like, I mean, obviously, I'd love to think I was on your guys' level, but doing those official races there with the fixed setup, I definitely seemed to have more success there with going up and hitting that short slider line. I mean, obviously the bottom, the way you guys feather that, I mean, watching you through 1 and 2 is, man, it's like someone making a work of art. The way you paint the inside, it's beautiful. And then go up there, catch the outside in 3 and 4, Chad. You showed why you're the Knoxville Nationals champion here. And, man, why every time we come here and that 270 shows up, you got to be the guy to keep your eye on. Hell of a job tonight. Big win. You got anybody you want to thank?
Thank you for the broadcast, Shaggy. C2C for the league. Flatline Racing Bodies for sponsoring the evening's events. And thank my team, TJM and Trent Pullman, for my wrap.
Hey, hell of a run, Chad. Good to have you back here, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Griggs bringing home the win here as we move me down to the waiting room now so Chad could hear me twice. We're going to wrap it up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Sorry about those issues there the first time. Like I say, not too sure why YouTube didn't like that, but everything's good on Facebook. If you wanted to go back and look at those interviews, it'll all be over there. Not too sure if they'll pop back up there for the 358s, but is what it is. Live and learn. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long, and a big shout out to Flatline Racing Bodies for sponsoring here tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And don't miss tomorrow, Thursday Night Thunder, here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Have a good night.